This clip was taken from the series Asking for a Friend, what we all think but think we shouldn't. The entire series can be found at fromthefray.com/asking. What do I do when I don't know what to do? Because the more authority and the more rank we get, the more likely we are to surround ourselves by yes men. Not even on purpose, just the farther up the ladder you go, you get a bunch of people in orbit around you who just want to tell you that your breath never stinks, ever. And we tend to instinctively surround ourselves with people who tell us what we want to hear. Well, you know, back there, I know you punched an old lady in the neck, but she probably deserved it. You know, or hey, I know you lost your cool back there, but hey, nobody's perfect. It's no big deal. Nobody's perfect. This is the reason why fools tend to run in packs. Fools tend to congregate together and run in packs because they just get together and pat each other on the back. You did a good job. We did a good job. We're all on fire, but we're doing a good job. So you need to ask yourself, when is the last time someone told me what I didn't want to hear? And did I listen? Is anybody in my life telling me the things I don't want to hear, and am I listening to them? Because if you're always the smartest person in the room, then you need a bigger room. So how do you get honest feedback? Because it's so hard to come by. Most people don't want to go through the awkwardness, the discomfort of giving you honest feedback. It's such a precious jewel to receive it. How do you actually get it? Well, first of all, you need to understand that all feedback is relevant. All feedback. If it's accurate feedback, then you need to follow it. If it's not accurate, then you need to understand that you're being perceived differently than you think. If someone tells you that you did something and they're wrong, you still need to listen to that. It's still relevant because you're being perceived in a different way than what you think. All feedback is relevant. And second, you need to thank people when they give you critical feedback. And that's all you need to do. Just say thank you. Don't give a defense. Don't give an explanation. Don't launch into, well, you see what happened was. No, just say thank you, receive it, and then decide, are they wrong? Okay, then I need to change. Is their perception wrong? Then I need to manage my image. But it's still relevant, and you still need to thank them when they give it to you. And third and finally, you need to learn to be the last person to speak. I recently watched a great video about this, reinforcing this idea of how important it is to be the last person to speak. If you don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of mindless fools who just tell you what you want to hear, then close your mouth, shut up. It's hard to do, I know. And let everyone else speak first. Because once you give your opinion, the tendency is just to reinforce what you said, unless you're surrounded by good, honest people. How do you know if you are? How do you know if the feedback you're getting is honest? Well, first of all, it's probably going to line up with your conscience. Assuming that you listen to your conscience and you haven't ignored it for so long that it no longer works, then your conscience is probably going to tell you whether you need to be corrected or praised. But listen, God will never let you feel good about doing a bad thing. Never. Another way to know if you're surrounded by honest people giving you honest feedback is, are they willing to let the truth trump your feelings? Paul says here in Galatians, I love this. Have I become your enemy now because I'm telling you the truth? Is that all it takes to be your enemy, just to tell you the truth? Some verses say, have I offended you with the truth? Man, that's just such a vivid verse for today. Some people, if they're honest with you, are going to be willing to hurt your feelings if it means telling you the truth. But we all know those people that it doesn't matter how tactical you are in delivering honest, difficult truth. If the core message is they're wrong and they need to change, then you just made yourself an enemy. They're going to get mad at you. And the book of Proverbs is full of verses saying those people are fools. They're never going to get better. They're fools. A wise person accepts correction, accepts rebuke, accepts discipline. A foolish person ignores it, shuns it, just wants to laugh and have a good time. Solomon has a lot to say about those people. Third and finally, how do you know if you're getting honest feedback? So how's your conscience respond? How does it make your feelings? Is it trumping your feelings? And then finally, how does it line up with God's word? This is always the go-to, right? Does it coincide with God's word, or does it contradict with God's word? Because good, solid, honest advice is never going to contradict God's word, ever. Paul says in Romans, if everyone else is a liar, God is still true. It doesn't matter how many people line up on the side of a bad idea. It's still a bad idea. And it's a bad idea if it's not God's idea. God's word is always right. Even if your conscience is broken because you ignored it for so long, God's word wins. Even if it hurts your feelings, God's word wins. Honest people seek good feedback because they know only a fool turns correction away. Solomon would say, correction is better than praise. What do you do when you don't know what to do? Listen to your critics, consider the source, and ask yourself, what do I need to change?